Hi, it's me again. This is the follow-up video to the initial thoughts of the Q Follow trolley. At the end of that, I said I was waiting for the travel bag to arrive. So the travel bag arrived yesterday. It's a nice grey colour, well at the front anyway. Back and sides are black. All previous short ones have been just black. It's got a nice colour logo on the front, looks good. In the instructions, on the website anyway, it says that these Velcro tabs here are to help you with the zippers. I think you put that there, and that's going to stop you taking the zip right down. Getting the zip up for the first time is quite awkward. It's a bit of a funny angle. So put these little Velcro tabs there, and that helps with that. For me, the bag is an essential piece of kit for a trolley because quite often trolleys are absolutely filthy, especially just now with COVID, where we're not allowed to use air guns and things to clean them. The wheels are often covered in grass and stuff. There's not really a lot you can do about it. So I don't really want to put it in the boot of my car like that. I want to be able to put it in a nice bag to soak up the dirt. And the bag can be kind of shaken out or blown out after, but at least it stops it all falling in the boot, and that'll stop it falling on the shelf in the garage as well. So now we've got this kind of base made up. Pop the trolley in. Sits quite upright. Grab the corners. Look shut. 4 zips here, so a bit like a banana peel, and there you go. So that's it. The top pokes out the top of the bag. There's no handle as such, and there's no top to it. But that means we can grab the trolley from there, carry it. It's a wee bit wobbly, but it's probably going to help with the dirt falling off. When you arrive at the course, obviously, pop it down. 1, 2, 3, 4 zips, peel them back and lift it out. It does have a couple of pockets in there, so I guess one will be for your charger here. Should bundle that up a wee bit, slot it in there, keep all your cables tied up. You've also got the plug for that, and the USB charger for the handset too. So they can go in the other one there. Something else that's got nice hard plastic supports on the bottom that are going to stop it warping or whatever. So it'll give it a nice steady solid base. The F1 bag, very similar sort of design apart from it zipped the full way up. I had 2 zips. But it would tilt because the trolley wasn't quite as stable as this. This one's really quite solid when it's folded, which is a good thing. So when we put it in the boot of the car, hopefully when we get to take it out, it's still sitting in its upright orientation rather than lying back, which was what I used to find with the F1 all the time. Yeah, so this is £75 from Stewart. I think it comes included with the shipping comes included in that price. I think that meets the minimum order to get free shipping. So I mentioned in the last video that I didn't really like the colour of the wheels, and I had sprayed them in anthracite. So I did my test wheel, which was the one I showed you in the previous video. I've now done 2 rears, two fronts, and the 2 centre caps for the fronts as well. So I'm going to put them on in a minute. I have used Plastidip. So it's Plastidip Luxurious Metal, and it's the sort of grey anthracite colour which has got metal sparkles in it. It's about 10 quid a tin. Probably used 3 testing it and spraying it. You probably used a tin for the 2 rears and a tin for the 2 fronts. Been giving them about 8 coats so I can go over in all different directions. Once I've done that, I applied this glossifier which is from Full Dip, and it gives them like a high shine, and it also gives it a bit of protection. So it won't peel off as easy. Plastidip's good in that you can peel it off if you want, With this on top of it, you probably need to use some chemicals, but you can strip it back to the basic silver again if you want, quite easily without too much effort. Here's the new wheels in daylight. Unfortunately there's no sun to make them set off with the shiny metallic, but to me they look good anyway. It's a good example of when a remote trolley, it's very useful. You can drive it around the green when you want to get over there, but you are over here. And we can just steer it round and get it off to the other side, out of the way. So as I've been using Stewart golf trolleys for years, I'm quite used to having the remote on my belt. What I tend to do is I keep the remote on my belt at all times, don't ever take it off. I've made a little notch on the follow button, so when I'm finished the hole I press stop, or when I'm not near the trolley I press stop. Then just now I'm just going to press follow. You can see it kind of perk up, and then off we go. It follows me. A little bridge coming up in front of me, and I think with a bit of luck it should be quite capable of making it over here. It's about 6 foot wide. You'll see it appearing in a second. And there we go. So follow works really well on this one. It's always within a couple of foot either side of me. It definitely sits a lot further back than my X series one did. Pretty sure it was much closer. So once I reach where I want to stop, somebody's ball, reach behind me, you can feel the stop button because it's got a dimple on it, and then obviously I can walk away from that, and that's it. So that's my second 18 done with this trolley. I'm pleased to say they were better than the first 18, slightly less rusty. 36 holes down on a single charge so far. Before I started off today, I double checked the battery. It was still at 69% like it was when I finished, so it hasn't dropped any. And at the end of this round, 41%. So in theory we should easily manage to get 3 rounds out of this on a single charge. I'm going to try and find out. The only thing is the handset, I've been told will do at least 2 rounds. I did charge it today before I took it out. The last thing you want is the handset to run out, because there's no way of checking what its battery level is, and if it runs out you've got to push the trolley. There's no controls on this to use manually. Something I noticed today, which is this rubber bit here. So this rubber bit's, when it's sitting upright, stops it scraping along the ground, etc. When you lift it and you put it into the boot of your car, the rubber kind of sticks. So I've got a rubber boot mat, it sticks to that. It's difficult to push to the back of the boot. It's quite heavy as well, so it makes it a bit difficult. I've got a laminated wooden shelf it lives on. Again, it kind of sticks to that. It's difficult to push along, so it's resting on that and its wheels. So what is actually really useful is the travel bag here with its hard plastic bits. So you put it in the boot and you can almost just slide it along. It doesn't stick anymore. The same with on the shelf, it can slide onto that. So that's another bonus for the travel bag. Something I've been asked about a couple of times is using a stand bag or a carry bag versus using a trolley bag. Will it work? Now, Stewart recommend your bag should be 14 kilograms or thereabouts. I went to get my bathroom scales to weigh this today, but I realised my bathroom scales have a plastic bit in the middle and have 2 feet, so they weren't going to work. So I've dug out the baggage scales again and I've weighed my bag. My bag's 13.6 kilograms. So there or thereabouts to 14. But in this bag, it feels like I've got everything in it. I've got full set clubs, I've got waterproof trousers, I've got waterproof jacket. I had a body warmer in there today. I've got loads of balls. It had 2 bottles of water in it. don't know what else I could actually fit in there to make it up to the 14 kilograms. Stand bags, obviously, I mean, my stand bag anyway is specifically designed to be light, so it's probably going to be about 3.5 kilograms. By the time you add the things into it, you're probably looking at 10 if you're lucky. So yeah, it probably will work, but it's going to be much lighter on the front. It's not going to steer so well, and it's going to bob about a hell of a lot more than this would when going up hills and things. Got another thing I noted today when out on the course. So the course I was at today, I did do quite a lot of sort of assisted steering. So I was holding onto the trolley to steer it because there were lots of bits that needed that. Again, a different course because I can't play my own one because of COVID. Now, what I've noticed today is how flexible this is. I've seen comments on some pages about people snapping these handles, and I don't know if I'm quite at that yet, but you can see there's quite a lot of play in that. So I'm away to butt in and interrupt myself here. This is meant to be the end of the video, but I've got a couple of bits to add. The first thing is, somebody asked in the previous video about the noise of the motor of the trolley. So I filmed a section of that when I was out in the course, and when I went to edit it together, I realised that that part of the course must have been really windy, and you couldn't really hear the motor noise at all you could hear was the wind. So I have done a little video outside my house on the grassy area, and here's that now. So I've been asked how loud the motors in this are in comparison to other e-trolleys. Being a Stewart golf owner for the last 12 years, it's difficult to tell. There's a guy I play with sometimes uses a power caddy. It's maybe a wee bit quieter than this. This Q Follow is definitely quieter than my X9 was. If you had an X10, it would probably have the same motors as this. I'll blast it forward for a wee bit and let you hear. I did actually originally film this on the golf course. However, it was so windy you couldn't hear the motors. It was outside my house. Hopefully you get the idea. The second thing, not long after I'd had the trolley out on the grass doing the last little video, one of my friends came to the door with a birthday present for my daughter. We spoke about golf for a wee bit, and then he asked if I had my trolley. So I took the trolley out to show him, took it out in the same grass, and drove it about a bit in remote and then a wee bit in follow. And when I got back to the garage afterward, I noticed this. Once I realised this wheel had broken off, I had to go out onto the grass and see if I could find the wheel. I found it sitting next to this path. Now I can only assume the trolley drove over here in follow, and the rear stabiliser hit the raised edge of the path and has caused it to smash off. It's properly shattered. You can see sort of fragments where it was, and it's a microcellular composite material, not plastic, so it should be fairly strong. Now I haven't heard of this happening to anybody else, so hopefully this is an isolated issue. I don't know, perhaps this was damaged before or has taken a series of knocks and this is the final straw that's broken it, or maybe there's a manufacturing issue on that piece. Either way, trolley's only done 2 rounds, less than 1 month old, so I don't think this should be happening at this sort of stage. On the flip side, contacted Stewart. I sent them through an email, which it was the Easter weekend to be fair, so it took them a few days to get back to me. However, as Stewart do, great service. They have come back to me and said, would I like a replacement wheel sent out in the post, or would I like to return the trolley to have it fixed? I'm quite a hands-on person, so I've gone for the first option. So the wheel should be with me tomorrow by DPD, and they've sent me a YouTube video on how to take the trolley apart, which I have done the first half of. Putting it back together should be easy enough. It's only 12 screws and lifting a couple of bits out, taking the handle off. Good news is it's easy to take the handle off as well, should that break in the future. Hopefully not. So this video is taking a bit longer to come out than I anticipated, because obviously I wanted to wait and get this resolved before I published it. So this is the end, proper end. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who watched the previous one, left comments, I think I've managed to answer them all. If you have any comments on this one, please leave them below and I will try my best to get back to you. Got a couple of rounds booked for next week, so looking forward to get the trolley out the course again and hopefully see how the battery goes through the third one, and hopefully I'm not stranded. Thanks for watching.